In this lecture, I am going to explain how to solve a transportation problem. In that process, I explain Vogel's approximation method to find initial basic feasible solution. So consider the example, solve the following transportation problem, use Vogel's approximation method to find initial basic feasible solution. So the problem is in tabular form. So here we have three sources or origins, four destinations D1, D2, D3, D4. These are available amounts or supply amounts at sources. At first origin available amount 7, at second origin available amount 9, and so on. These are requirement amounts, that is demands at destinations, and these are transportation costs per unit from various sources to various destinations. Okay, so this is the problem. So before going to start, first we have to check whether it is balanced or unbalanced problem. First find sum of available amounts, 7 plus 9 plus 18, that is 34. Sum of required amounts, 5 plus 8 plus 7 plus 14, that is 34. So both are same. So sigma AI equals sigma Bj. So problem is balanced. Next we find initial basic feasible solution by Vogel's approximation method. So consider the table. In the last column, take available amounts at origins. In the last row, take required amounts at destinations. So to use Vogel's approximation method, first we find penalties for rows and penalties for columns. Okay. What is penalty? For first row, the difference of smallest cost to the next smallest cost. For first row, smallest cost is 10, next smallest is 19, so difference is 9. For second row, smallest cost 30, next smallest cost 40, so difference is 10. The third row, smallest cost 8, next smallest cost 20, so difference is 12. So these are row penalties. Similarly for column penalties. In first column, smallest cost 19, next to smallest 40, so difference 21. For second column, smallest cost 8, next to smallest 30, so difference 22. Third column, smallest 40, next to smallest 50, difference 10. So here 10, 20. Smallest 10, next to smallest 20, difference 10. So these are column penalties, these are row penalties. Okay. Then we identify the largest penalty. Among these penalties, identify the largest penalty. So largest penalty is 22. This is for column 2. So in column 2, identify the least cost cell. So least cost cell is this one, that is 32 cell. So least cost cell in column 2 is 32 cell. For this 32 cell, that is 32 cell is the starting point in this method. That means from third origin to second destination. So number of amounts to be transported, X32 equal corresponding available amount 18, that is minimum of 18, and corresponding required amount 8. So minimum of 18, 8, that is 8. So write here 8 and circle it. It is a basic cell. So observe which constraint is satisfied here. So column constraint is satisfied. Since required amount is 8, so 8 units are obtained. So column constraint is satisfied. That means cross off column 2, and circle column 2. Observe the origin, third origin. Out of 18 units, 8 units are transported. So still the remaining available amount at third origin is 18 minus 8, that is 10. Okay. So this is first step. So repeat the same process for reduced transportation table. So reduced transportation table means second column is eliminated. We have only these three columns. Okay. So repeat the same process for the reduced transportation table. So that means first find penalties for the reduced transportation table. So since column is eliminated, row penalties may change. Column penalties remain same. Since all the rows are available, no row is deleted. So column penalties remain same. The next step, we have to find row penalties. Since column is eliminated. Okay. So first row penalty, least cost 10, next least 19, difference 9. Here least cost 40, next least 60, so difference 20. Here least cost 20, next least 40, difference 20. Okay. So column penalties remain same. So in the next step, row penalties are these three and column penalties are these three. Okay. So among these penalties, identify the largest penalty. So largest penalty equal 21. This is the largest penalty among these. So largest penalty is 21 for column 1. So next identify the least cost in column 1. Least cost cell in column 1. That is 1 cell. So X11 equal corresponding available amount 7. That is minimum of 7. Corresponding requirement 5. So minimum of 7, 5. That is 5. Right here 5 and circle it. Observe which constant is satisfied. The requirement is 5. Availability 7. So total requirement is fulfilled. That is column constant is satisfied. So cross off column 1 and circle it. Observe at first origin. Total available 7 units. Out of 7, 5 are transported. Remaining 7 minus 5, 2. So remaining available amount at first origin is 2. So this is second step. We have to repeat the same process. Observe. Here also column is eliminated. The resulting table is this. Since column is eliminated, row differences may change. These two column differences remain same. Okay. Find penalties for rows. We have only 2 cells. One is least, next one is next least. So 10, 50, difference 40. 60, 40, difference 20. 20, 70, difference 50. And column penalties remain same. Now at the third step, the penalties are these: 40, 20, 50, 10, 10. So largest penalty is 50 among these penalties. Largest penalty is 50, that is for row 3. In row 3, identify the least cost cell. This is the least cost cell, that is 3, 4 cell. Least cost cell in row 3 is 3, 4 cell. So X34 equal corresponding available amount 10, require amount 14. So minimum of 10, 14, that is 10. Right here 10, circle it. Observe which constant is satisfied. So available 10, required 14. So total available amount is transported. That means row constant is satisfied. So cross off row 3. So circle row 3. Observe at fourth destination. Require amount 14. Out of 14, 10 are obtained. Still requirement 14 minus 10, 4. Okay. Right. Now the resulting transportation table is only these 4 cells. Okay. So here row is eliminated. So that means column differences may change. Column penalties may change. Row penalties remain same in the next step. Okay. So calculate column penalties. Here least cost 40, next least 50, so difference 10. Here 10, 60, so difference 50. So now the penalties are 10, 50, 20, 40. Okay. So among these, largest penalty is 50 for column 4. Next, least cost cell in column 4 is this cell, that is 1, 4 cell. Next, X14 equal minimum of available 2, requirement 4. That is minimum is 2. You take 2, circle it. Observe which constant is satisfied. Here available 2, required 4. So 2 units are transported. So that means row constant is satisfied. So cross off row 1. Cross off row 1. So circle first row. Observe at fourth destination. Requirement is 4. Out of 4 units, 2 are transported. Still requirement is 4 minus 2, 2. Okay. Right. Now we have only 2 cells. So you need not find penalties. Among these 2 cells, least cost cell is this one, 2, 3 cell. Least cost cell is 2, 3 cell. So X23 called minimum of available 9, requirement 7. So minimum is 7. Right here 7 and circle it. Observe which constraint is satisfied. Here available 9. Requirement 7. So the whole requirement is obtained from second origin. That means column constraint is satisfied. Cross off column 3. Circle column 3. Observe at second origin. Total available 9. Out of 9, 7 are transported. Remaining 9 minus 7, 2. Okay. So finally we have only one cell. That is 2, 4 cell. For this allotment, X24 equal available 2, requirement 2. So 2. This is 2. Okay. So finally we have one cell, only one cell. For that cell, the corresponding available is same as corresponding required. So our calculation is right. Okay. So keep in mind, finally we get only one cell. For that cell, the corresponding available amount should be equal to corresponding requirement amount. Then only the process is correct. Otherwise, we have to check the process. Okay. Right. So initial basic feasible solution is rewrite the table by taking basic cells, remove the last column and last row. So these are basic cells. So here the solution is non-degenerate solution. So observe the number of basic cells. So 3 plus 2, 5, 1, 6. So total number of basic cells 6. Actually, number of basic cells is m plus n minus 1. That is 4 columns plus 3 rows. 7 minus 1, 6. Okay. So this is a non-degenerate basic feasible solution. This is the initial basic feasible solution. Now we have to optimize this initial basic feasible solution by UV method or Modi method. Okay. So what is the first step here? We calculate U values for rows. For first row U1, for second row U2, for third row U3. Similarly, we calculate V values for columns. First column V1, second column V2, here V3, here V4. What is the relation? For a basic cell I comma j, Uy plus Vj equal Cij. So we have this relation for each basic cell. We have 6 basic cells, so 6 equations. And how many unknowns? 4 plus 3, 7 unknowns. So one unknown is more than number of equations. So arbitrarily we can take one unknown as arbitrary constant. And observe a table, identify the row or column with more basic cells. So fourth column having more basic cells, so arbitrarily I take V4 equal 0. So take V4 equal 0. Okay. So by using this, we calculate other values. So consider this basic cell, that is 3, 4 cell. For 3, 4 cell, what is the relation? U3 plus V4 equal cost 20. Substitute V4 0. So U3 equal 20. Similarly, consider this cell 2, 4 cell. So U2 plus V4 equals 60. V4 0. So U2 equal 60 minus 0, 60. And consider this cell 1, 4 cell. For 1, 4 cell, U1 plus V4 equal cost 10. V4 0. So U1 equal 10. Okay. Next. Come to the cell. Since U1 is known, come to the cell. For 1, 1 cell, corresponding UL U1 plus V1 equal 19. So V1 is known. Sorry, U1 is known. So 10 plus V1 equal 19. V1 equal 19 minus 10, 9. Okay. Next. Come to the cell. 2, 3 cell. For this U2 is known. So U2 plus V3 equal cost 40. So U2 known, 60 plus V3 equal 40. So V3 equal 40 minus 60 minus 20. Okay. Next, to calculate this, come to this basic cell, 3, 2 cell. So U3 plus V2 equal cost 8. So U3, 20 plus V2 equal 8. V2 equal 88 minus 20 minus 12. Okay. So these are U values and V values. Right. Now calculate scalar, that is Pij, for each non-basic cell. For a non-basic cell I comma j, Pij equal to Uy plus Vj minus Cij. first non-basic cell, 1, 2 cell. For 1, 2 cell, P12, this value. Corresponding U value, U1 plus V value, V2 minus cost, C12. This is C12. Okay, that is 10 minus 12 minus 30. So observe it is negative, so right here, negative. Okay, next. For 1, 3 cell, U value 10, V value minus 20, minus cost, minus 50. So clearly it is negative. So U1 plus V3 minus C13, this is negative. Next, for 2, 1 cell, corresponding U value U2 plus V1 minus 70. So U2, 60 plus 9 minus 70. That is 69 minus 70 minus 1, so negative. For 2, 2 cell, P22 is U2 plus V2 minus C22. So U2 60 minus 12 minus 30. So 60 minus 42. So 18. So it is positive. This is 18. Next, for this cell, 3, 1 cell, P31 equal to U value, U3 plus V1 minus C31. So 20 plus 9 minus 40. It's clearly negative. P33. 20 minus 20 minus 70. Okay, negative. This is negative. Okay, so all these are scalars for each non-basic cell. So observe these scalars. So all are not less than or equal 0. So now verify the optimality condition. So all Pij not less than or equal 0. Okay, so present solution is not optimal solution. We have to improve the solution. How do you improve the solution? By replacing one of the basic cells with a non-basic cell. Okay, first for that we find entering basic variable. Among the positive penalties, identify the maximum penalty. So maximum of Pij such that Pij greater than 0, that is maximum of 18. Only one positive value, itself maximum value, that is corresponding to 2, 2 cell, that is P22. So 2, 2 is entering basic cell. So this is the entering basic cell. So from this cell, draw a closed loop involving some basic cells only. So we have to start at this new cell, 2, 2. Okay, right. So from here, I can move in this direction or in this direction. I cannot move in this direction or in this direction since there are no basic cells. So I can move in this direction or in this direction. Suppose I move this direction from this cell to this cell. From here, I can move only this cell. So there is no basic cell. Okay, from this to this. From here, I can move to this cell or this cell. I have to move to only one cell. So from here, I can move this point. Since we have to reach to the starting point, we have started from 2 to cell. We have to reach this cell. So keeping in mind, I can move from this to this cell, and then from this cell to this cell. Okay. So first, or you can come in reverse also. That is anti-clockwise direction or clockwise direction. You can move in either direction. So from this cell to, I move to this cell, from here to here, from here to here, from here to here. Okay, right. Suppose from here, suppose I move from this cell to this cell. From this cell, there is no way. Since here, there is no basic cell. Okay. I move from this cell to this cell. From this cell, I have two options. I can move to this side or to this side. Suppose I move this side. Suppose I move from this to this. From here, I can move only to this cell. From here, there is no way to move. Okay. So keeping in mind, we have to reach the starting point. And we have to join only basic cells. Okay. So such loop is unique. Whether it is clockwise direction or anti-clockwise direction, either in this direction or in this direction, this loop is unique. We have to identify. Okay. Right. So the loop is starting point 2, 2, then 2, 4, then 3, 4, 3, 2, 2, 2. So this is the loop. Next, assign plus and minus to alternative cells starting from the new cell. Starting cell is this. First assign plus here. Next cell is minus. Next cell is plus. And the next cell is minus and plus. Okay. Or if you give in this direction, suppose you consider the loop in this direction, plus minus, you get same signs. Okay, so whatever the direction, either clockwise or anti-clockwise, you get a unique loop, and assign plus and minus alternatively starting from the new cell. Okay, right. How do you improve the solution? First, among the negatively signed cells, here these two are negatively signed cells, these two are positively signed cells. Among the negatively signed cells, find the minimum allocation. So minimum of allocations among negatively signed cells equal to 8. Okay, so minimum is 2, that is corresponding to 2,4 cell, that is X24. So 2,4 is leaving basic cell. So this cell is leaving basic cell. Okay, how do you find the next new solution? Add 2 to positively signed cells, subtract 2 from negatively signed cells, and the cells not in the loop remain same. So this is the process to find new basic feasible solution. So new basic feasible solution is, take the empty table, consider the previous table. So here add 2 to positively signed cells. So here this is positively signed cell, this is entering basic cell. In the previous case it is non-basic cell, allocation is 0. Add 2 to this cell, that is here 2. Okay, and another positive cell is this cell, previous allocation is 10, add 2, 10 plus 2, 12. And subtract 2 from negatively signed cells. This is negatively signed cell, this is negatively signed cell. Okay. So here subtract 2, this is negatively signed cell, 8 minus 2, 6. And this is leaving basic cell, you need not write. So 2 minus 2, 0. So this is a non-basic cell, you need not write. And the other cells remain same, this 5 same, this 2 same, and this is 7 same. Okay, so observe total, 3 plus 3, 6. So 4 plus 3 minus 1, 6. You get a total basic cells. Okay, so we get new basic solution. Repeat the same process. Find U values for rows, U1 first row, U2, U3, here V1, V2, V3, V4. The relation is for a basic cell Ui, for a basic cell I comma j, Ui plus Vj equals Vj. So arbitrarily take one value as 0. So I take arbitrarily U1 0. Now consider the cell 1 4 cell. So cost 10 minus U1 value 0. So V4 10. Okay. Next, consider 1 1 cell. Cost 19 minus U1 value 0. So 19 minus 0, 19. So V1 is 19. Next, consider 3 4 cell. This cell, since V4 is known. So 20 minus 10, that is 10. So U3 10. Next, consider 3 2 cell. This cell, cost 8 minus 10 minus 2. So V2 minus 2. Next, consider 2 2 cell. Cost 30 minus of minus 2 plus 2. So U2 32. Next, consider this cell 2 3 cell. Cost 40 minus 32, that is V3 8. Right. Now find the penalties for non-basic cells. For first non-basic cell 1 2, P12. U value 0 plus V value minus 2 minus 30, so negative. P13, 0, corresponding U value 0 plus 8 minus 50, so negative. Next, P21, corresponding U value 32 plus 19. 42, 51 minus 70, negative. For this, P24, 32 plus 10, 42 minus 60, negative. For P31, 10 plus 19, 29 minus 40, negative. P33, 10 plus 8, 18 minus 70, negative. Okay. Right. Verify the optimality condition. All Pij's are less than or equal 0. So optimal condition is satisfied. So present solution is an optimal solution. So optimal solution is X115, this is basic cell, X14 2, X22 2, X23 7, X32 6, X34 12. So these are the solution. And minimum transportation cost is multiply with corresponding unit cost. So 19 into 5 plus 10 into 2 plus 30 into 2 plus 40 into 7 plus 8 into 6 plus 20 into 12. This is 7. 43. Okay. So this is the meaning of, this is the optimal solution. So what is the meaning of this solution? Observe here. From first origin to first destination, 5 units are transported. From first origin to fourth destination, 2 units are transported. At the same time, observe this one. The second destination obtained 2 units from second origin, 6 units from third origin. So that is the meaning of this solution. And this is minimum transportation cost.